I must say, I'll make Van Boening a massive favourite, don't you?
Yes, I mean,
Shane Van Boening wins the
we've got to say it how we see it and how we feel it. Of course, it's all opinions and on paper. The fact is, Kazakis is in the final. He can still win, but he has to improve, and he has to improve a lot.
Well, let's look at his path to the final. We saw the semi-final earlier this evening. That was just extraordinary. The quarter-final, Skylar Woodward played well below his normal form, and in the round before that,
thank you, the first rank.
3-1 ahead, missed a 9-ball for 4-1. He's just done enough, that's it. Whereas Shane Van Boening, okay, he wasn't at his best in the semi-final either, but in the two preceding rounds, he most certainly was.
Yeah, the break off that Shane is using this week, for me, is the most effective, because even if the wing ball doesn't go in, because he's breaking with so much power, there's always a chance of random balls, and that's what we've seen there. He still made 2 balls, and one didn't include the wing ball. This is not an easy position, because I don't know if he's going to take the bank on, or can he use the one ball.
Guys, can you just move from the screen?
To try and pot the 8
extension.
Ball well, Marcel just telling a couple of people to just move out the way, because there's a TV next to the comms box with the shot clock on, and it was actually Emily Fraser covering the TV, so maybe she's on Kazakis' side. Now, Phil, this is just what Alex needed. Needs to get off to a good start, run a rack or 2, and you just never know.
Well, he's got 2 opponents, Kazakis, Van Boening, and nerves. He could beat one, but whether he could beat the other, that's the thing. His reaction after the semi-finals, from what I saw, was really authentic. It wasn't a case of trying to be, in a case of being deluded. He was really upset about the way he'd played, even though he came through. I think that's a good sign. Backstage, actually, Carl, Kazakis received a really useful pep talk from his online ghost mixed doubles partner Kelly Fisher. Then he didn't hang around, he went back to the hotel for a while, just to decompress.
Well, I wonder what Kelly was saying to Alex. He would have liked the cue ball to have bounced off this rail a little bit, but whenever potting a ball at this angle, it always lends itself to a more generous pocket.
Alex Kazakis wins the first one.
Now that was encouraging. The raw nerves, the inability to control these bodily movements that we saw towards the tail end of the semi-finals, that all disappeared. That was the Alexander Kazakis who did enough to qualify for a Mosconi Cup, who was on one occasion #1 in the World Pool Association rankings. That was the normal Kazakis, and that's the way he needs to stay. Currently number 11 in the Matchroom world rankings, 29 years of age. There you can see he's beaten Justin Sage and Skylar Woodward, both 7-3, and then that remarkable semi-final against Eklund Kachi, 7-6. He missed 8 balls in that match. It looked as though he was frazzled and finished, but somehow, don't ask me how, he came through. As for Shane van Boening, his list of successes, well, it's so lengthy. He won the World Pool Masters in 2014 and successfully defended the following year.
Alex
Is this going to be the hat-trick evening?
Yeah, that's the only problem with a cut break. If you don't hit it hard enough or with enough spin, the one ball often finds itself glued to the top rail. Nice safety shot there from Kazakis. That also cuts out the jump shot because of how close the cue ball and the 5 ball is.
Extension called.
A couple of groans in the arena when the 9 ball caught the far jaw of the middle pocket, but the outcome of that Kazakis will be more than happy with, because although the 9 ball didn't go in, it's a blocker.
Extension, please.
Shane's just using a bit of a guide here, like a mirror image. So he's picking a point now on the rail where he wants to hit, and he's trying to pot this one up into the top left pocket. He's hit it all wrong, and now Kazakis, he's got another good chance here. That was a good shot. Cued that very positive, and I think this is important. I think he's got to come into this final and put all the past behind him. Forget about the final, it's been and gone. Forget about the semi-finals. Just play your game. See the shots, attack the table.
Cuts out the unforced errors of the semi-final. Just keep everything still. The first two racks much improved from Alexander Kazakis.
Second rack, Alexander.
Okay, when he was escaping a snooker, he was fortunate to get one back. But when he had his chance, he took it, and that's something he didn't do in the semi-finals. Greece leads the USA 2-0. So by the time he got into this position, Kazakis, apart from making one of those mistakes that was such a feature of his semi-final victory over Eklenkachi, it was always going to be his rack. Fact remains though, Cole, against Al-Qaidi 2 years ago, he made an absolutely flying start. It's been a memorable night of pool. Everyone's enjoyed it. Maybe not Eklenkachi, maybe not Joshua Filler. And right now, maybe not Shane van Boening, but he's far too experienced to panic about being 2-0 down in a race to 9.
Leading by 2 racks to 0.
Striking down on this cue ball always makes any pot harder. Went in nice and clean as well. That's a good sign.
Extension called.
So far, Carl, he's like a different player. The way he's thinking, the way he's cueing.
Again, striking down on this ball. It's very easy to misjudge the spin and send this onto one of the jaws.
Maybe flustered by the beeps of the shot clock, maybe. But that's the first mistake, and I just hazard to guess it won't be the last.
Extension called.
These are always very tricky shots, these, because you've got to weigh them so thin. And you know if you miss, it's going to stay over the pocket.
Yes, having originally missed the 3, Carl, Kazakis was fortunate not to leave it a whole lot easier than that.
Yeah, I mean, it's fair to say he definitely had some run of the ball today.
Seven, 8 combination.
Nice shot there. Controlled the cue ball round off the 2 rails. And Kazakis can't ask for a much better start in this year's World Pool Masters final.
Third reg.
Alexander Kazakis in bits really, actually won his semi-final, even though he did come through. Has composed himself, he's had a little bit of good fortune, one has to say, and all of that combines for a 3-0 lead. nighttime over the Europa Point Sports Park, and what a night it has been inside the venue. We've seen two semi-finals that have gone the distance, down to the wire. Nerves have been raw, drama has been high. It's produced a final between Alexander Kazakis and Shane Van Boening. Before it started, both Carl and myself thought Van Boening was a certainty. We might have to revise that opinion, the way the
Thank you,
scoreline
ladies and gents.
reads at the
The
moment.
fourth rack. Alex Kazakis is leading by 3 racks to 0, and he will break.
Well, the one ball, it's the middle jaw and comes over and leaves Kazakis with an open shot.
An obvious chance to run out. In practice, Carl, he would. Simple as that. But this is very different from practice.
Just a little bit short of pace, that. If he'd have got the cue ball straight on the red 3, he could have just drawn it back. Now he's got a decision to make. I think he's just got to cinch it in, hold the cue ball around that area. Now he's going to stun the cue ball off 2 rails. Probably back out for the 6 ball in the same pocket as this one's going. Yeah, that's job well done. Nice shot. Absolutely perfect position.
Oh, banging door on his backswing there. That was not the best timing.
Alex Kazakis wins it.
But the timing of Kazakis, that was impeccable. A break and run. Well done indeed. He leads 4-0 now. And the similarities, Carl, between this final so far and the one in 2019 when he went out in a blaze early on against David Al-Qadi and then began to unravel. The similarities are uncanny.
They truly are, and played a couple of nice shots in that rack to give himself another healthy lead. Last week at the World Cup of Pool, myself and Darren, we couldn't finish the fairy tale ending, but can Kazabubu? What a story this would be.
Well, it's a choice, isn't it? It's a word that he's used from the start: redemption or repeat. Repeat of disappointment, of dejection. Shane Van Boening wasn't expecting this. It's not that he's made a string of
The fifth
mistakes.
rack.
just the
Alex
way the cookie
Kazakis is
crumbles, but he
leading
needs
by
to get
4
going
extra nil
and
will
quickly.
break.
Again, the one ball, it's the jaw of the middle and comes over another pocket. It is all going swimmingly in this final. Shane's not really had a look yet, has he?
Finished off his quarter-final this afternoon, it seems like forever ago, against Skylar Woodward with back-to-back run-outs. Looking for the same thing here.
This looks short of pace. Ideally, he should have made sure the cue ball hit that third rail, then he would have had a pot.
Just a tad tentative.
Extension, please.
Yeah, he was queuing up then as if he was going for the thin cut over to the left pocket. But that is very thin. He looks to have a pretty easy safety shot on. Well, he's definitely going for it. Yeah, good shots. Hit it nice and good. Lovely shot.
Alex Kazakis wins silver.
What a transformation between semi-final and final. Alexander Kazakis, without Shane van Boening getting a rack on the board, is now more than halfway to capturing this title. He leads 5-0.
Yeah, unbelievable score so far. And with Skylar Woodward. Skylar, you know Shane very well, more than most. What's going to be going through his head right now?
Oh, I'm sure he's just waiting for a chance, he's just waiting for a shot, waiting for opportunity. Because he can turn around and do the same thing that Alex is doing, of course. So just waiting his turn.
Usually we'd say it's close to being over, but with a slightly longer format here, it isn't over yet, is it?
Yeah, exactly. He just now passed the halfway point, so You know, Shane's still got some breathing room. Of course, it's better than 7-0 or something more like that. You know, so he's still got a good chance.
And Alex has admitted to us in the quarterfinal and the semi that he has had a lot of nerves, and we saw he did make mistakes in the semi-final. So it's again, that's what Shane can hang on to as well, can't he?
Yeah, for sure. You know what we've seen out of Alex. You know, if so far, if Shane can get it back, you know, at least to a tight match, you know, might see Alex make a couple mistakes. But if Alex keeps playing like he is, Shane better, you know, he's going to have to make opportunities.
Yeah, he's had a brilliant start, Alex, and he's 5-0 ahead.
2 years ago, in the final, he eventually lost. Alexander Kazakis led
6.
David Al-Qaedi.
Alex
Guess what?
Kazakis
By 5
break.
racks to nil. History
Leading by
repeating
5
itself. He's just hoping against hope. The ending is different.
Okay, Shane's finally going to get out of his chair. No shot on his 2 ball, so he's going to play the push or a kick. Kick shot is not a bad option, just because of where the pink 4 and the green 6 are situated. He can just get the cue ball to stop.
Extension, please.
Right behind the 6. It is on. Well, with him down this end of the table, he's looking at
Push
a
out
push
top.
out.
Shane, your options. Play again, please.
Shane's having none of it. Puts his opponent straight back in.
To be honest, Cole, as soon as he played the push out, I thought that would be the way forward for Van Boening.
So what's Kazabubu trying to play here? Yeah, it's not a bad shot. Sends a 2 ball round the table just to Mr. Brown's 7. Finding the bottom rail.
Extension, please.
Needs the cue ball to slow down. I think he's left the pot. He has left the pot. Kazakis has got to pot this in and missed the 9. Oh, he's played it well. Played it very well.
All very different from the last time that Shane Van Boening played a Greek player in the final of this World Tour Masters. It was in Nottingham, England in 2014. Came up against Nikos Economopoulos. Van Boening won 8-2. Late in his semi-final, Carl, Kazakis was almost incapacitated by a surge of nerves. They might still be there in the background waiting to strike, but right now he looks like a completely different animal.
Yeah, he's taking his chances, but it helps if you get the chances. He's had some very good splits.
Alex Kazakis wins
No one anticipated this script. Extraordinary, really. He leads, and I'll repeat this scoreline in a moment. He leads Shane Van Boening 6-0. Here's the repeat: 6-0. This was the 9-ball that strengthened Alex Kazakis' hand. 6-0 up on Shane van Boening. Would you believe it? He's looking glum, and you can fully understand why. That's at stake. The World Pool Masters Trophy and a first prize of $25,000. It would be the biggest achievement, the biggest triumph of the career of Kazakis. No doubt about it. No ifs, buts or maybes. It's a remarkable story, and it's hitting social media because all of these players are making sure of that. A whole line of them. I'm sure to a man, and indeed Kelly Fisher as well.
Thanks, Alex.
They can't quite believe what they're watching
Thank
because
you,
I know
Frank.
Carl and myself can't.
Alex Kazakis to break, leading by 6 racks to 0.
Yeah, I mean, the start of the match was always going to be key. Well, it's key in most pool matches, but especially for Kazakis, the way, you know, this tournament, and the way the media and the stories and social media always talk about that final that he lost, and the semi-final against Katja was unbelievable. So it was hard to envision this happening, but you know, when you break off and you get nice table layouts, you can relax your way into any match, and that's what's happened, to be quite honest.
The 7-ball blocking Kazakis in terms of the 1. You know, in cue sports over the years, there are certain norms, some things that always occur. Rhythm and the way things go. It's a sort of a vibe that everyone gets and understands. Today, all of those norms have been thrown out of the window into the med.
So he's going for this jump shot. Well, Phil, look where it's finished. I do believe it's just going to be his night.
Reminiscent of the second rack when Kazakis was
Extension, please.
hooked, escaped, got a snooker back, and indirectly won the rack as a consequence. It's as though the pool gods have said, OK, we've tormented this man. Enough. We'll give him a break.
This is all Shane can do. Just be patient. He's involved in a match now where he's just got to hope something happens and he can try and claw his way back into it. That's all he can do, and this is the first chance he's going to get at an easy ball. And we all know how big Shane breaks. He's more than capable of running 3 or 4 racks. And I'm afraid that's what he needs to do.
First things first. Get 1 on the board.
Oh, and that miss there, Phil. That is going to cost him this rack. And I think it's going to cost him this final. When you're trailing by such a huge scoreline in a race to 9, you usually only get 1 chance to try and make something happen. Kazakis did play the best positional shot.
And in the semi-finals late on, he missed a few to this pocket, didn't he? Undercut most of them. No problem there, even though there was discernible movement.
Alex Kazakis wins the rack.
No one has ever been whitewashed in the final of the World Tour Masters. Surely Shane Van Boening, the great Shane Van Boening, will not be the first. Right now, it's a possibility. There's no getting away from it. Alexander Kazakis, in disarray, even though he won his semi-final, needs only 2 more racks to capture the title, collect a first prize of $25,000 and, well, turn back the clock and make amends for 2019.
Well, Kelly Fisher, we did not expect this tonight, did we?
Absolutely not. I mean, he struggled so much in the semis, and then to come out firing on all cylinders is remarkable, really.
And could this be his time when you see Shane make an error?
I think, it's like the game we've got here in any sport. I think that when it's your time, and I think that's what's happening here. Alex is playing well, Shane's making errors, Alex is getting away with any errors, and he's come out firing on all cylinders here.
And in 2019 he was 5 ahead, then he got that 6 mentally. That must have helped him.
Well, he knows what happened last time, and I think he had to either get over it or it were going to crop up again, and he's come out blazing here.
Can he pull it back, Shane? It's 7-0.
We've seen some extraordinary comebacks over the years in the World Tour Masters final. Most extraordinary of the lot was in Doncaster in Yorkshire in 2005.
Thank you, ladies and
Raj
gentlemen.
Hundal
The 8th
pulling
rack.
out a victory over Rodney Morris, 8-7
Alex
from
Kazakis to break,
a position
leading
of
by 7 racks to 0.
almost hopelessness. But this would top even that.
Kelly Fisher made a good point then when she said in sport sometimes things just happen and it's your time, and well, this is exactly what's going on in this final. The game of pool has been very kind to Alex Kazakis. It really has.
Even his most ardent supporter could never say he's been the man of the week. Nowhere near. But he could be, and from here he should be, the man of the most important match.
He does this thing, doesn't he, Phil? When he cues the ball, if he's not cued it how he feels, he slides his hand. Look there, you could see his hand slide along the slate. Well, I'm sure even Alex himself would have said to you before the final, if you'd have said you're going to be 8-0 up, well, he just would not have ever believed this. This has been remarkable.
Van Boening can't even bear to watch. He must have thought he'd got not a golden chance, a platinum chance to win the title again. And those hopes are in shreds. Alexander Kazakis has just got out his passport. He's gone across the border from Dreamland into Nirvana. He now leads, I know it's hard to believe, I can't get my head around this, 8-0 against Shane Van Boening, having played so poorly and made so many mistakes in the semi-finals. In the final, it's an entirely different story. He's one rack away from being crowned champion.
The beauty of this Masters is you cannot predict any match. This is quite incredible. Can you believe it?
Yeah, Alex has put on a clinic, and Shane's missed a couple. Alex played really well this, and he's really focused. I think he wants to win this title so much.
Are you surprised just how dominant Alex has been?
No, actually not, because he's been knocking on the door in many tournaments, and he's really solid, and he's a really nice guy, so I hope he can finish this off and win the title.
He is a nice guy, Dennis, and he was a gentleman in his last match against Ketlin Kachi. He didn't celebrate, he just went straight to shake his hand, which shows he's a top guy.
Yeah, of course. I mean, they didn't have a really great semi-final. That's why I think he didn't celebrate, but in the final he's a different man.
Let's see if he can get over that line. It's 8-0.
This is potentially the biggest rack, and he's played thousands.
Thank you, the 9th rack
of his life.
Alex Kazakis.
It's the biggest
rack
rack for Greek
leading
pool.
by 8-0.
It would be that nation's greatest pool achievement, and he's on the cusp.
Dennis Grabe touched on the fact that Alex is such a nice guy, and he really is. Always very friendly, always talking to people, the fans, the fellow players. And I don't think anyone would begrudge him picking up the glassware at the end.
Yes, he's a popular sort. Maybe Shane Van Boening would begrudge him. He must be wondering, what's occurred?
So is this Shane's last shot in this year's final? He's jumping over the two, trying to pocket the one in the side. May as well keep hold of that cue because he's going to need it again.
Symptomatic of the final. Nothing's gone for him. He missed a straightforward 6 in rack 7, but the rubs have been unkind.
So Alex, this is your chance. You're 8 racks up, so there's no pressure. It's not like it's 7-7 or hill.
Extension, please.
Just one good shot. Try and get over to the left side of the table. Yeah, this looks good.
Preposterous, isn't it? Hill, whitewash. Predict that. And now the whitewash is well and truly on the cards.
Yeah, you had to knock the 9 ball out of the way and draw the cue ball back. Just needs to make sure he gets the right angle on this purple 5. Yeah, that's okay. Now he can get down for the 6 and... well, this has been unbelievable, this final. It truly has.
I don't think I've seen anything quite like the evening in its entirety.
Welcome to pool. Welcome to pool.
He must be feeling like a player reborn.
Yeah, just pure relief. Because everybody's just talked about this final. And he knows. He can't even believe it, can he? Look at him. Well done, buddy.
In July this year, he turns 30 years of age, Alexander Kazakis. There's no better present than that. Money can buy nothing that excels in terms of the feeling he's now experiencing. The scoreline, I simply can't comprehend what I'm seeing. Alexander Kazakis 9, Shane Van Boening 0. That was more than redemption. It was brilliance. And who would have thought that after that semi-final when he missed 8 balls in the final? Well, He won 9 racks. Van Boening won 0. 27 editions of the World Pool Masters now. 3 winners from Asia, 4 from North America. And after this from Alex Kazakis, it's 20 wins for Europe. And talking of Europe, what about the Mosconi Cup at the end of the year? He's now back in contention for that after becoming the Dafabet World Pool Masters champion. Let's say what a difference a year makes. What a difference 2 years makes. At the Victoria Stadium, he was distraught after losing in a deciding rack to David Al-Qaedi. Now he's on top of the table and on top of the world. Shane Van Boening, he missed 7 balls. Kazakis missed only 2. Pot success rate 97%. Carl, what a difference from the semi-finals.
Truly incredible, Phil. That's all that can be said. It was his time and he took it. Congratulations. You are our champion for 2021.
Yes, and in pool terms, this Alexander truly was great. He'll take great pride in this, joining all of those famous names on the Roll of Honour, including Shane Van Boening, who won back-to-back in this tournament in Nottingham and then Manchester in 14 and 15 respectively. Niels Svein is a double winner. Ralf Suke, the German, he won this a record 6 times, and now the latest winner hails from Greece.
Wow. 2 really close semi-finals, but incredible performance from Alex Kazakis in that final. And that's quite apt, actually, because that's the beauty of having fans back, and we're absolutely delighted to welcome you all back, and you've been absolutely fantastic. Stephen Linares, the Minister for Sport here in Gibraltar, they've been fantastic. You must be very proud.
Very proud. Of course, Gibraltar being in the green list, and we are really happy to be able to welcome all the spectators. We've had other events which we've had as spectators. It just goes to show how Gibraltar has tried to manage this COVID pandemic.
Yeah, we're very happy to be here. We love being here. We always love being here. So thank you very much. And I know Emily Fraser, Managing Director of Matchroom Multisport, has a few words as well.
Well, first of all, thank you to the fans. You've just been incredible here, and you've inspired us at Matchroom Pool to even get our tickets on sale for our next event. So thank you. You've literally lit the fire back in us to get fans back in, so it's fantastic. Thank you to the government of Gibraltar and the Minister, without whom we couldn't even get this event staged. And the players have just been absolutely, the quality has been just stepped up a gear, and it really has been the Masters, and hats off to these 2 players who have just really fought through. And Alex, I can't believe it. It's just fantastic to see that you've won it.
Thank you. It's unbelievable, you know, like the last time here I was in the final and I was just 1 ball away to win it. And you know, now I win it, and you know, in the semi-final I was having nightmares. I had only negative thoughts, and it was so hard. It was unbelievable. I was so lucky that I won the semi-final, and now crazy. Now I win it. I can't believe it.
Shane, you're a 2-time winner of this tournament. It wasn't to be in the final. Give us your thoughts, your reaction to that.
I mean, I'm happy to be in the final. That's all I can say. And, you know, hats off to Alex. He deserved it. So,
Shane, I think you've played some fantastic pool all week. Please, can you give Shane a round of applause, please? Thank you. Alex, a lot has been made, of course, about 2019, and you said to me before the semi-final, "Oh, don't bring it up." But in your head, when you went 6 racks up, did you think, "Here we go, this could be my year"?
Well, I was really focused in the final, and actually everything was going in my way. To be honest, I was also very lucky, but I played also good. And in this final, I just had all the time positive thoughts. Even one time I didn't think about the final that I lost, so that helped me a lot to play that good. So yeah, that was my thoughts through the final.
Right, 2019. Let's forget it. And it's time.
Exactly.
It's time to lift that trophy.
Yes.
The 2021 Dapperbet World Pool Masters champion, Alex Kazakis. Pool Masters winner. Here's a roll of honour here. Alex, you might like this graphic. It's got your name on it. So there you go. There's confirmation. You are the winner of the 2000.
It's not a dream.
It's not a dream. It's not a dream. It is reality. And no one can take it away from you. A very well done, Alex.
Thank you.
You've had a fantastic week. Well done. Very, very well done. Very, very well done. We've had a wonderful few days here. We want to thank you so much. I want to thank you. You've been fantastic all throughout the week. We're back very soon for the World Pool Championships in Milton Keynes. But for now, thank you and good night.